Okay, so today I'm going to talk about my thoughts on online school and traditional school because the Australian government closed schools in closed schools eh, for like pretty much closed schools all across my state and I think pretty much all across Australia. And basically schools are only open if you have a test or assignment during the day, so you can do your test or assignment, and and you can um and you can also choose to come to school to study, but that's risky on its own, and you're taking the risk on your own based on your own decision. So yeah, it has been pretty much a week since I started online school, and because of that, I kind of have some experience of what it's like to learn through the internet. So here are my points. With online school, you don't have any interaction with the teacher. For some people, it's harder for them to learn. I guess I understand why, because they're not used to learning through that method. But for me, honestly, I'm a person that reads a lot of books. I know what it's like to learn information through reading books, so I guess it's fine for me. But the only thing that I'd say is a problem with online school compared to traditional schools is that in traditional schools, they give you an explanation um of learning a give you an explanation of that question, which helps you learn the skill. They just explain things to you. With learning online, you don't have any sort of explanation, and that's how people learn through other people explaining things to them, and then they learn. They told them, "Oh, this is you do this because of this reason." That's that's what it's like for maths, for science. You just learn new information. They explain how to solve questions based on that new information. That's what science is like. For English, honestly, I'd say traditional school is better for English because in English is about other people's perspectives on the same text, on what you think about the text, what you think the meaning of the text is about. If you do online school for English, you're gonna miss all the opinions of other people, of their points, of what they think the text means, because everyone interprets text differently, and so also the meaning. Yeah, basically there are some flaws to online school, but there are some good points about online school as well. With online school, what happens is traditional school has its own problems. Those problems can be missed. You can avoid those problems if you have online school. For example, traditional school, it kind of takes a long time to actually go to traditional school. For me, it takes from my home to my school. It takes like around 45 minutes. It's pretty long. Like 45 minutes is a lot of time. It's pretty much that's like the amount of time for one study session, and that's from my home to school. So if you're also counting my counting the time it takes for me to come from school to home, that would be another 45 minutes. And yeah, that's pretty much 2 study sessions lost. And also it's 45 minutes for me because I have to come to school through bus and come home through bus, and bus is pretty irritating. Like if you go on the bus, what would happen is that you probably get motion sickness. That always happens to me, and you probably don't want to start work straight away. So you pretty much lose one study session, and you pretty much get into a really, really bad mood. Yeah, where basically you have to take 1 hour of break to finally concentrate again. That's the problem with school. Sometimes you can lose unnecessary time. Maybe you can make up for that time, but then you're not learning based on what you want to learn or what you feel like you want to learn right now. You're learning based on the schedule, and there's flaws with schedules. What if you feel like you don't want to do this subject at this time of the day? That's the problem with schedules. Yeah, basically when you learn something, there's an emotional part to it, which is like you learn better if you actually genuinely like it. If you actually feel like, oh, this is not too bad, this is actually pretty okay, then you're probably gonna learn more faster than someone that's learning on something that they hate. Yeah, that's the problem with traditional schools. You pretty much waste a lot of time. Classes can also be boring. I'd say the only thing that's good about traditional schools is that if they make it so traditional schools is where you just study, then I would say I would probably like a school like that, because honestly, when you're learning something, you only just need an explanation, and then you pretty much can do the rest on your own. Yeah. For online school, I think I said this, but because you're missing the explanation part, it can take you maybe more time to learn something, but that's not necessarily bad, because it may give you more experience. If you take more time on something, it may actually give you more experience on that particular subject, whatever you're learning, and it may actually stay in your memory for longer and probably hit your long-term memory better.